Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be doing a beginner tutorial on eyeshadow. I filmed a very basic, kind of a smoky eye eyeshadow look for you guys, and I really hope you guys like it. And before we get started, we're going to go into the brushes and palettes that I used and what are the brushes for. This video is really meant to be informative for people who are beginning with makeup and don't really know what it's for. This is going to really help you with the basis of eyeshadow. Okay, now we're going to get started on the brushes that I use. One of the first brushes that you'll see me use in this video is this blending brush, and I'm not really sure who it's by, to be honest. I got this in a Ipsy bag, but I will listen down below if I do know. And I really like this because this really gets into your crease and you can smoke it out, blend it out. The next one I used is this flat shader brush, and this is basically one of your simple brushes that you apply all over the lid eyeshadow with, and this really comes in handy. If you can't get anything, get these two kind of brushes, then these will really help you with your eyeshadow. Another brush that I used is the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, which is double-ended. A brush like this you can do your eyeshadow with too. It has one of the shader tips, and the other side is a blending brush that works really well. And the last two brushes that I used are two blending brushes. Blending is key. Blending is always key when you're doing eyeshadow, and do not forget that. This is a random brush from AliExpress that came in a set, and I really like this. It's very soft and fluffy. These are the ones that you would dispose of after a while, but you get like a whole entire set for like $5, so hey, it's worth it to me. And this is a Morphe brush. I'm not really sure what Morphe brush this is, but this is a Morphe brush, and this is one of their inexpensive ones. And this one's a little bit rougher, but I like this because it really like gets rid of the extra fallout. Another brush that I did not get to use, but is an honorable mention. This is Wet n Wild brush that the name Wet n Wild has been washed off of it, and this is a very soft blending brush. I washed it. This brush does not shed at all. And these are only $1. So if you are somebody that can't really afford expensive brushes, because I know these two are pretty expensive, and then this one comes in a Anastasia Beverly Hills set. But if you cannot afford expensive brushes and can't shop online, Wet n Wild and e.l.f. are the best brushes. You can get the brushes for $1, so I highly recommend you get those brushes. Brushes is one of the keys to having flawless eyeshadow and blend. And before we start the video, I'm gonna just go through the palettes that I used, and I used the Tartelette and Bloom palette, and this is a perfect range of neutrals, and you can see that one of the shadows is completely gone, but this has all the neutrals that you need, especially if you are a darker skinned girl. This is really like, this palette is like a go-to everyday look. I definitely recommend someone to pick up this palette. I definitely recommend this palette. I only used 3 palettes, and one was the Tartelette and Bloom, which I just showed you. The next one is, this is all ugly and beat up, is the Lorac. They have a number 2 for cooler tone skin. If you want to splurge a little bit on some eyeshadows, these are the ones to splurge them on. They have minimal fallout, and I never do my face first, guys. I got like no fallout using these shadows or any of the other 2 I used, but this is a really good range of shades. You get so many colors. If you don't wear eyeshadow a lot, I do. You won't go through all these colors as fast as I did, but this is really a great palette to have, and it has all the shades that you need: highlight, transition, dark colors, just your basic layout of all the shades you would need. And this is a warmer tone one. They also have a cooler toned one, and they have one that's rose gold. Last but not least, the palette that I used, and if you are on a tight budget, this is $12.50 at Ulta, or you can buy it online. This is the BH Cosmetics Carly Bible palette, and it has 4 highlighters and 10 shimmers. 4 highlighters and 10 shades of eyeshadows, which this is such a good palette. I used a little bit of this in this look, and I really recommend this if you're on a budget, if you're just beauty on a budget. These also have all the shades that you need, and plus you get 4 pretty highlighters that can be used as eyeshadows or whatever you want to use them as, and I really do like this. So without further ado, we are going to get into the video. I hope you guys like it and gain something from the video and see you. So let's get into the video. Hi guys, we're going to get started on this eyeshadow for beginners tutorial, And I am just going to try to be as in-depth as I can and tell you as much as I know. Today we'll be using all matte shades. As a beginner, matte shades are literally the easiest shades to work with, so we want to work with that. And we'll be using a little bit of highlighter shades in places where we need it, but we really want to focus on the blending and the placement of the eyeshadow. So let's get started. For starters, I do not own many eyeshadow palettes from drugstores, so I am going to use high-end eyeshadows. You can use whatever works for you, but I'm just going to use what I have, and I'm going to start by using a transition color. A transition shade is mainly used in your crease in this area to blend the rest of your eyeshadows. Okay guys, for starters, I already put on my eyeshadow primer. You can use any eyeshadow primer that you want, and this basically makes your eyeshadow last for a long time and make the blending smooth. I personally use concealer as eyeshadow primer, and I also have another thing that I use if I'm going to use some colors. But we're just going to get started on this eyeshadow look, and I'm going to be using my Tartelette and Bloom palette, and I'm going to be using the color Rebel as my transition shade, and that is the color right here. The transition shade is always a shade that you are going to use in your crease, and it's a different color for everyone. Since my skin tone is warmer and darker and deeper, we are going to use a pretty warm eyeshadow, and I am just going to take it, and I'm going to take this fluffy brush, and I am going to just put this into my crease. Okay, so now that we have that color blended into our crease, we are going to actually use another color in our crease to darken it. So this will be deepening your crease, and your crease will be right here. And I'm just going to use this Morphe brush and take a deeper color out of that same palette and blend that in. Now, a trick to getting flawlessly blended eyeshadow is to take this and raise it up and stretch your skin just very slightly and then go in. And you want to keep it right here in this area. And you can see, even though this is a dark color, it's blending out really nicely. And I'm going to use this same brush to continue to blend it. Also, to blend out your eyeshadow, you would take your same transition color, and you would take that and you would blend it right above it, right above that darker color. When doing this, everyone does their makeup at a different speed, so just take as much time as you need to blend all this stuff out. Next, for a little color, I'm going to go into the Carly Bybel palette, and I am just going to use that deep, I'm going to go into the Carly Bybel palette, and I am going to just use that deep red burgundy in the corner of the palette. Just for a little bit of color, we are going to take this burgundy out of the Carly Bybel palette, and we are just going to blend that right there. Now, before we move on to the next step, I'm going to take this blending brush, and I am just going to blend all these colors in the crease together. Take your time, this takes a lot of practice. So next we are going to move on to our lids, and to prime my lids I'm going to be using the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and this really helps your eyeshadow color pop. Even though it is white, you can blend it in a little bit more. So we are just going to go use that. And with my index finger, I'm just blending it in by patting it. Now, to blend this white base in, all you really have to do is take your blending brush and go across the top of it and just blend out the little whiteness. All you have to do is just blend the edges to make it smoother. Okay, before we go on to our lid shade, we are going to take a dark color. I am going to take I'm going to use a dark color out of my Lorac palette called Deep Purple, only because I want a hint of color in this look, and I do want to make it a little bit of a purple look, but you can technically use any colors that you want. Just make sure these are all matte shades. And I'm just taking this deep color and I am keeping it strictly right here, but blending it out. Now that we have all that blended out, we are ready for our lid shade, which is the easiest thing to do, is to apply things to your lid. We are going to use the color Mauve out of the Lorac palette. This is like the perfect pinky purple color for this look. So that is what we were going to put on our lids. This is basically the look before I put on my lashes and whatnot. So I'm going back and making some touch-ups to my eyeshadow. So the next step in our eyeshadow we are going to take, and we're going to smoke out this bottom line, which a lot of people do not put eyeshadow under there, but it's really good. It really pulls together your whole eye look. So we are going to do that. And I'm basically just going to take all the colors I used in my crease and put down there. Okay, I wasn't really feeling the white, so I just decided to make it very, very smoky under there. And the only thing I really did was do the same thing as you do in your crease with under your eyes. And I just took a black color. I just took the deep purple color and I literally just blending it really, really good with this crease brush, which is a crease brush. Which is so funny because I never use it on my crease. And I just blend it all under there. So I'm just going to continue to show you how I blended it. So I tried my hardest to do my eyeliner on camera, but I couldn't. I really messed it up when I tried to do it on camera, and I tried to fix it if you can't tell. But this is about eyeshadow and not about eyeliner, so we're just going to ignore that. That is basically your eyeshadow look. You can do your eyeliner however you want to, but this is just how I do my eyeshadow. This is basically a simple smoky eye. You can wear this anywhere you want to, I guess. So I'm just going to use this Big Shot mascara by Maybelline, and I'm going to coat my lashes. Now if you want to stop here, I totally understand, but I am a girl of false lashes, so I'm going to put on some false lashes. I'm going to try to put them on camera, but it probably won't work, so don't quote me on it. I'm really sorry I cannot do my eyeliner on camera. That's just one thing I cannot do on camera when it's in a close-up, because I move too much. And I am using a mirror in front of me to apply my lashes, and I apply them with tweezers. I'm just gonna do the first part first, and then I'll show you guys how. Oh my gosh. And that is how I apply my lashes. And I'm going to apply my other eye off camera, and I'll be back. And I have semi-successfully applied both of my lashes. I tried my best to show you how I applied this one. I look down while I apply them sometimes. Sometimes I look up. I'm used to putting them on, so they look the same no matter how I personally do it. But you can do it however you feel. But it's just best to take your tweezers, especially if you're new. I do not recommend you using your fingers. I recommend you get a pair of tweezers and you put the lashes on your tweezers and you look into something and you just place them there, and then you just put them into place. It takes practice. It is not as simple as it sounds. So I finished my eyeshadow and I put on both of my lashes. Hopefully I am in focus throughout this whole video. But next we are just going to add an inner corner highlight to the inner corner that we're going to highlight. You can use whatever brush you prefer. I'm just going to use a flat shader brush to do this. And to do this, you are just going to take it and put it in your inner corner. The easy way to do this is to do this with your flat brush if you don't have a pointed brush. And that just basically blends the highlight in. And we're also going to take a highlight shade and we are just going to place it right here. Some people may use actual eyeshadows. I use highlighter because it looks better. It just looks better. You blend it out. People like to use a stark white eyeshadow. Do not do that. Use a cream tone, something that's a little bit lighter than your flesh, or you can use a highlighter if you want to use a matte shade. But I use just a smooth highlighter that's not like super shimmery and glittery. Just something that just glows. So this is the finished eye look, and you can see we applied our lashes, our liner. Sorry I couldn't do that on camera. With matte eyeshadow, you can use whatever brand that you want. Whatever works best for you. I'm going to put on some lipstick and zoom out, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like it, subscribe. If you like this video, leave a like and comment on some things that you would like to see. I love to do tutorials for you guys. I know that makeup is not the easiest thing, and I'm always here to help. I'm still learning, and everybody out in this world is still learning how to do makeup, and the more practice the better. But until then, see you next time. Bye.